Huh. Uh-huh. Bonjour Boners. Oh, bonjour, ¿cómo estás? I hope bien. It is your pal Jess Wood. Welcome to Get Wood Live. It's getting cool over here in NYC, so I got my Sublime. Feeling sublime tonight on this Saturday night, loneliest night of the week. Let's get our theme song out, shall we? Bam! Oh, wait, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Big Bird, Sesame, Big Minge Energy, Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta. That's a 9 mil melody. Bam! There we go. And you say, God damn. This is a dope jam. Woodly, woodly, woodly. I'm a broader than Broadway. Yes, I'm broad, and you're broad, and you're broader than Broadway because you're listening to this. And I'm broader than Broadway, and I'm a diddling myself. And it feels so good. Doesn't it feel good to diddle? Your sauce will mix with ours, and we'll make a good goulash, baby. Oh, yeah, don't do those things. What time is it? It's time for Get Wood with your pal. That's me, Jess Wood. Hello. And for those of you on audio only, well, first of all, what are you doing? You're missing some great fits over here. I got my moon and my star. Wakashi wa star, star. Earrings. I got the fake Gucci New York Yankee insignia bucket hat. I got my white, it looks like I'm wearing puka shells a little bit, which I am not mad about. I feel like puka shells are definitely back. And my big old Sublime sweatshirt, which is actually a tour sweatshirt. Yo, it's cooler than a t-shirt because it's a sweatshirt because it's cold out. Talk about cool. It's cool out here in NYC. Yeah. Starting to get cold. And you know what? I've talked about it in the last couple weeks. It's really important that you get out and you go to the park or the beach or the something or other, walk around and get a little sunshine before that shit goes away. Because tomorrow it's going to be a flood. There's going to be a flood over here in NYC. It's a flood. It's a flood watch, you guys. It's a flood watch. All right. Let's get started. First of all, I just want to say rest in power, Ms. Diane motherfucking Keaton. I mean, being a Gen Xer, we have lost so many of our heroes and our heroines. Thank God we lost that heroin habit, though. Isn't that right, Jessica? Yeah. But for real, Diane Keaton. I gotta say, my biggest and favoritist Diane Keaton role was Annie Hall. La di da, la di da. And wasn't she also in Don't Speak? That wasn't her though. What? Don't Speak. Anyway, I loved her in Annie Hall, and I thought she was great in The Godfather, uh, First Wives Club. Um, the list goes on and on. Please come on. I can't. I'm not a reviewer, but I will say I loved her. She was a very very fun lady, seemingly fun. I never hung out with her personally, but she also said things like, I love when women are crazy, not crazy. I love when women are outspoken, are doing what they want, aren't paying attention to the norm. Whenever someone says, oh, that woman's got it all wrong, I bet you she's got it right. So rest in peace, Diane Keaton, because that's fucking right, baby. Ladies got to be backing up ladies. That's what I always say. I got mad ladies that back me up, yo. I got mad ladies on my side, yo. I'm fucking blessed with the amount of ladies that I have on my side. That's why I always am like, I argue with people, they say, oh, women don't get along. Women don't get along. Bitch, you don't want us to get along because it's what? Everybody say it together. Too powerful. Yeah. Witches, burn them. You know what I mean? Like we know. So me and my accessories are here to tell you about my week. I had a very interesting week. I want to say hell yeah to Portland. I know that this show usually isn't political at all, and I don't usually talk about anything really going on the news. I mean, last week I talked about Bad Bunny, so yeah, I get into the news stuff, but I disguised it with a little bit of silliness, right? But Yeah. I just, yeah. Anyway, Portland, I get starry-eyed when I think of you, and I think of your big poofy Halloween costumes, and I think of the Portland frog, and I just think, mm, mm, mm. Portland knows what to do. They understood the assignment. And same with DC. I mean, we're not even seeing a lot of the stuff that's going on, a lot of the protesting, but Portland and the Portland Frog. And someone was playing the Benny Hill theme at the ICE agents, and what's her name? What's her bucket? You know, that fucking lady. And it was, did you catch that? That shit is the best. I mean, comedy protesting, this is like right up my alley. That's all I do here, folks. This is what I practice. This is our practice, isn't it? And it's just practice because Lord knows I don't know nothing about nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Eddie, okay. So I posted it in my stories on Instagram just before this started for a little promo post, a promo post of a picture of me and my friend Zoe when we were very young in the 1900s. My ride is here. I have to go very soon. They're very intense out there. Um, so Zoe and I were punk rockers together, like 12, 13, 14 years old, like, well, maybe a little 14, because at 14, I started hanging out with the cholos, the gang members, and they made fun of my outfits so much that I just had to wear a tube top and baggies. I mean, anybody? So peer pressure is tough. And but when we were punk rockers, me and Zoe would go on to Melrose Avenue because that's right off where my stepmom had a little house where I lived with her and my pops and my maybe daddy. And Zoe and I, would go down. My girlfriend, she's a very close friend of mine, my friend's Moonstar's cousin. You remember Moon? I've talked about her on here before. Anywho, Shawana, we would go down to Melrose and we would panhandle for money so that we could eat. And a lot of people are like, but didn't you just say you came from a house where you would eat? Yes, but remember, I was raised vegan, so I couldn't really eat a lot of the food that they were serving over at my stepmom's place. And trust me, they didn't like that either. I was hungry. They were mad. It was not a good fucking deal, you know? So Zoe and I would panhandle on Melrose and we'd make a pretty okay money. I mean, in the 80s, $10 got you a lot. So one day we were panhandling down there and these people came over with cameras and they said, we're from ID Magazine. Now, I don't know if you're a Gen Xer or if you're a Gen Xer or an older millennial and you remember ID Magazine. Now, it started in New York. Taking a little sipper here because I get a little excited. It started in New York City, and it was Andy Warhol was in charge, was the editor at large of Interview Magazine. That was Interview Magazine, but ID Magazine, I think, was like an offshoot of it or like a sister to it. So it was very extra alternative. And so they wanted to take our pictures. And we were like, well, we're asking for money anyhow. So we might as well ask these folks for, a nice amount of money. And which was like $5 or something. I mean, think about it. I was doing sex for $20. I was getting sex traffic for $20. So really $5 on the street where I didn't have to do anything but get my picture taken. That sounded like a deal. Jack. So we got our pictures taken and we ended up in the magazine. And I was just thinking the other day, like, I've had so many blasts from the past and a finger blast from the past, if you know what I'm saying out there. Hello. Blast from the past. And so all of a sudden, yesterday, Zoe hits me up on text and she goes, hey, look what I just found. And it was one of the fucking pictures from the Melrose Avenue ID Magazine photo shoot. Yes. And yes, I have my hair spiked up. And yes, we used to use um, egg whites and gel and hairspray. Like, cause my hair is so fucking fine and like doesn't do a goddamn thing. We had to put egg whites, excuse me, but don't, because you love it. So we were talking about, remember all the things we used on our hair, and then we were talking about, remember all the crazy shows we used to go to. I mean, god damn, there used to be no age, it was like, there was no age limit. You could go to any clubs and shows and punk rock go see fucking 5 punk rock bands, and you were 14 years old or 13 years old. And how you got there, who knows? How you got home, if you got home, who knows? Maybe the bus, probably the bus. A lot of us took the bus. Anyways, so Zoe and I panhandled on Melrose for quite some time, and made nice money, and even got our pictures in the magazine. So feeling pretty special about that. We hung out in Poser. That was the punk rock shop on Melrose, and we would hang out not inside but outside and in the alley, because alleys. When you grow up in Los Angeles and you grow up, in the streets, we outside. That meant we're in an alley. Like, it was not in New York City. Like in New York City, they're like in Times Square, they're Washington Square Park. We outside, but in LA, we're like we're in an alley. It's not glamorous. So when I moved here in the early 90s, when it was still dangerous in New York City, I was like, dangerous? This shit is fun, So different stuff when you come from different places. You know what it is, guys. Okay. I did a show on Tuesday night. I did a mic, and mics are just to go and fuck around, and it's like the gym, when you're a comic, you go to an open mic and you just fuck around. And so I went to one of my favorite mics, which is the Duplex mic, which is a gay bar over in the West Village, and it is the longest running open mic in New York City. So that's kind of cool, but also even cooler, a lot of my friends go there, so I like to go. So I went on Tuesday, and it's all kinds show up to an open mic, right? Like, everyone, first of all, everyone thinks they're a comedian. And even if they don't think they're a comedian, they're like, I can get up and talk. And really, I've been doing this for decades, and I need notes at all time. I mean, not on stage, but if I'm doing something new, I have to write it all down. So this man, I'm going to say he was maybe close to 70, got up on stage before me, and he insisted on being introduced as Professor something or other. I don't remember his name. We'll call him Professor Perv for this story, because he was a fucking perv. And he got up and he was like, hey, have you all been misbehaving? Do you need to be disciplined by the professor? Like, sir, calm your fucking jets. You've never been here. You don't know any of us. You're some dude with, like, the pants hiked up way too high, and then the collared shirt, like, sweaty all around, schwitzing all around, and like the comb over. I mean, it was not a great sight. And I don't want to sound so judgmental, because, I practice the Buddhism. And you're supposed to not be so judgmental, Jesse. So, okay. But he was perving it up. If he wasn't perving it up, I don't think I would have cared what he looked like. But because he was making everybody creeped out and perving everybody out and say, who needs to? And he talked about, I wrote a book. You can all be here with your jokes, but I wrote a book. And we were like, well, you should go to like a literary talk then. Go to fucking read your book somewhere, read a chapter, Professor, if that's your real name. And he goes, well, you can all continue to tell your jokes, but these aren't jokes. And we all of it, like 5 of us in the crowd go, yeah, we know. Like, are you fucking stupid? So he continues on his little weirdness. And the host comes up to me and he's like, you're going to go next. Okay. You got to go next. And I'm like, oh, really? So I get to clean up this mess. And he goes, yeah, we need someone strong to get up there and get this fucking vibe off the stage. So I go, all right, I'll go next. And you know what? Fuck this guy. I'll talk shit about him and it'll be great and we'll have a great time. And so, yes, the guy got off stage and I got on stage. And the first thing I spoke about, my friends, that really fucking irked me, really got me, really tanned my hide. Horrible grammar on this motherfucker. I don't care if you curse. I don't care if you use slang words. I don't care what is going on. But grammar-wise, I love good grammar. And this fool saying he's a professor. Professor of what? Sucker. And his book that he wrote, it was called Slurp. That means me taking a slurp of my water. Slurp? Ew, get out of here, you. So I talked a bunch of shit about him and everybody laughed and then we got the vibe back up. So it was a good time for all. But Professor Perv, you got to cool your jets, bro. You don't know us. You don't know us. Go in and read the room. You say you're a literary man. Read the room. Anyway, you know how I love to go to my convenience store over here, my bodega, my Punjabi poppy that I adore so much with the swoop and the hiya. He's such a sweetums. He's such a lover. Now he has not been in his regular time slot, and so I've been having to go and fucking deal with all, I don't know, rando dudes in this fucking place. And let me tell you why I don't like the rando, because uh, not cool. Not cool. This kid, he's younger. So I guess he had to come in and start doing the overnight because my Punjabi poppy, maybe he has a little seniority now. So he gets to do like a daytime shift and he doesn't have to be there in the dead of night when there's the most ruckus on the fucking street that there is in the nighttime. So this young kid, I go in there the other night after work. I'm minding my own business. I'm trying to get a pack of smokes, a little weed. You know, I'm doing what I do at my convenience store, my bodega. It's my place. You know, I'm looking forward to saying hi to Poppy. And I go in there, and who's this fucking guy? But anyway, I say, hey, how you doing? And you know, I'm a charmer, so how are you? Good to see you. And he said, where are you coming from, miss? I said, I'm coming from work. He goes, yeah, you look tired as fuck. No. Absolutely not, sir. Uh, Punjabi Poppy, would he ever dare to say anything negative about his ma? He says, hey, ma, how are you, ma? You look great, ma. I like this outfit, ma. Your chain is fire, ma. You know, he's giving me love. This fool, you look tired as fuck. Okay, even if it's true, listen, man, that doesn't do you good for your business. I'm a business lady, business minded, and I'm a customer who's consistent here because I get a little flirtatious as well. But this fool is not going to make me want to come back. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. The ego can't take it, y'all. The ego can't take it. I'll admit it. I'll admit it. What do I have to hide? Shit. Hey, happy 10, well, it's 10/11, but yesterday it was 10/10. And 10/10 is a big magical number in the witchy woo woo community. And I'm gonna tell you, you get 10/10, and I love all the memes going around where they're like, hey, uh, are you are you the date today? Why? Because you're a 10/10. Ow. Okay, 10/10. 10/10 wins. 10/10 goodbye. 10/10 out of 10. So 10/10, I woke up yesterday. It was 10/10 when I woke up, and my clock had stopped on 10/10. So it's just like chick, 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 chick. Just stayed on 10/10. Just like, bitch, you're 10/10. It's 10/10. Let's 10/10. What's 10/10? Okay, 10/10, calm down. All right. So then for the next bunch of hours, every time I looked at the clock, and you know what I'm going to say, it was 2:22. It was 3:33. It was 5:55. What the fuck? I said. And then I remembered 10/10. It's a portal. We don't have control over that shit. You want to be doing your stuff that you want to do and you want to be concentrating on your things. So what did I do? I wrote some stuff up for today and I went to the theater. I was at the theater last night because, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, I'm cultured like yogurt. All right. What did I see? I'll tell you what I saw. I saw Waiting for Godot. Godot. It's Godot, not Godot. I've been saying Godot. I don't know, but I thought it was Godot, Waiting for Godot. But it's Godot. I imagine that's the real way it's said. Anyway, I've got mad thirst tonight. So I went to see Waiting for Godot. Godot. Shut up. And I watched, it was in the two in it, Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves. That's right, Bill and Ted. And you know, as a woman of a certain age, as a Gen Xer or an older millennial, you would know, oh my God, Bill and Ted are waiting for Godot. Bill and Ted is waiting for Godot. So what does that mean? Well, what it meant for me was I didn't know. I'd never seen this play before. I've heard about it, but I also thought, and I asked my theater companion, Ms. Blake, fake Blake number 2, I tell you. I asked her, this Waiting for Godot, is it like Waiting for Guffman? And she laughed and she laughed and she laughed and she said, "Oh, no, it's not. No." And then I watched it. And then I said, "Bitch, it was." It certainly was like Waiting for Guffman. Um, it was like Waiting for Guffman. It was a farce. It was a comedy of wild physical proportions. There was song. There was foolishness. There was existential crises going on, psychological searching. Please, I promise you, go watch Waiting for Guffman, then go watch Waiting for Godot. Godot. Anyhow, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. And I want to tell you a fun little thing that had happened. Um, they're on stage together, and at one point, and it's a little physical, they're doing like clowny kind of stuff. And at one point, they go back to back. And this is not a spoiler alert. I don't know if any of you, I don't mean to talk down to you, but the tickets are quite expensive. I was taken for free because my friend is a critic. And they insult each other, and the biggest insult is critic. But at one point they leap together and they go back to back and they say, "Ooh, back to back. This feels familiar." And then they both go, full on Bill and Ted callback. What? And the audience went absolutely manic wild. The audience went wild. The audience was like, "Are you fucking?" The audience was like, "This is why we came," you know. It really felt like that was why everyone was there. And trust, everyone was my age. It was such a trip, and it was sold out. Boom, to the rafters. Bop, 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 bop. But not a bad seat in the house. The Hudson Theater on 44th Street in between 6th and 7th Avenues. I've got some lip gloss. My lip gloss is popping. Little mama. Hey, have you ever watched a neighbor do something that they think they're doing? It wasn't sexy time and it wasn't like nude sunbathing, but I caught my neighbor, not that they were trying to secretize it, but secretize, new word, synchronize secret doings. It's a neighbor on a rooftop, like that has a balcony. What's a balcony? That has a balcony across the street from me that I can look right into from my couch here. I look out the window and I look onto this person's balcony. And I watch them spray painting pumpkins black. Because it's spooky season. And can I just tell you how pornographic I made it? And I don't know why. I don't know why. I could not stop. I was watching, I was like, yeah. Oh, yeah, you paint that pumpkin. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a scary pumpkin, that pumpkin. Oh, yeah, paint that pumpkin black. Like, what was my problem? Don't answer that. I have a lot of problems. Psychological. I've been to therapy, a garden variety of traumas, as I believe a lot of us have. But I'm watching this person spray paint plastic orange pumpkins black. And for some reason, I am so turned on. And I don't, you know what? Let's not try to explain it. Let's just enjoy it. I think it's just one of those things like when you watch a horror movie and you're like, "Oh God, don't go in there." And you're like, "Oh yeah, paint that black." I don't know. Or maybe it's because I love men of color. I don't know. I don't know. We could all analyze it as much as we'd like. And you know what I'd love? I'd love for you to analyze it for me. Leave your comments, like and subscribe. What the fuck am I thinking? Anyway, I thought it was fantastic. I didn't go rub one out or anything, which I think belongs to the women. I don't mean to point at you, but I really believe rub one out. A lot of men say, "Oh, I'm going to rub one out." No, because rub one out is really a rubbing of sorts. And really, are you rubbing? I suppose you could make an argument that it is rubbing the sides of your shaft, but I really believe the rubbing is up to us. We are the rubbers, the OG rubbers, if you will. So, I last minute got a spot on Thursday night out in Brooklyn, and I must tell you, the the outside shows are going to stop now. The outside shows are going to stop, and this was a very chilly show. And but what I thought was genius was that they had blankets for the audience, so they had little blankies, and the audience could have their little blankie. Now, what was funny was that, well, there were a lot of funny things. It was a comedy show. I would hope it would be funny, but what was really hilarious was there was this one guy that kept getting talked to by the comics. I also spoke with this gentleman because he had a very fluffy, colorful sweater on. So it was really bright, and it kind of like brought your eyes were drawn to him. Also, he had a blanket over his lap, and he had a woman on either side of him. And as we found out throughout the show, he was a married man, and neither one of those women were the wife. And we were like, didn't you learn anything from Coldplay? you know? Anyway, there were all these blankets out. And one of the comics, a very funny comedian called Calvin Cato, who you should definitely follow if you are out looking for good comedy. Calvin Cato, Cato. And he said, I said, Calvin, are you cold? You should get one of the blankets. And he goes, I don't. He's a black guy. And he goes, I don't want those smallpox blankets. Oh dear, smallpox blankets. You know what? That's so right on. And you know what? Monday is Indigenous Peoples Day, as opposed to, the guy who killed Maul's Day. So the blankie, it was just so on brand at this moment. And I said to him, please say that on stage. Please say that on stage. And he did. And it was a huge laugh because I'm no funny Jack. What else did I want to tell you before I left? Oh, yes. Well, at one of these shows, I did see a gentleman that I know from a bit ago. We were friends, and then he got me a job, and then at said job, he, how do I put it? Tortured me. Okay, so he was really a horrible manager, and he wasn't doing comedy, and it really it eats you alive if you're not doing what you really need to be doing. Like, I always encourage you, my baby boners, to go. That sounded horrible. My darling, dearest listeners, I always encourage you to follow your passions and to do things that make you feel good, because if we don't, we just get lost in all this horror that really is, what's going on in the world. And sometimes life is just so heavy, so I really encourage you to do whatever it is that you can, that is creative or gives you a natural high or makes you feel like, you're just having the best time without hurting yourself, without hurting anyone else. Man. Anyway, I saw this guy after a show one night, and he wouldn't come over. We were all smoking outside of the show, and he wouldn't even come over, and he ran away when I went near him. And so I just thought, how interesting, I'm going to take it like this. Like, I think we have a choice in these matters on how to take them, right? You can either take them really personally and think, oh my God, what have I done? What is this? This is terrible. This person is like running from me. What could I do? I can't believe this is like this. Oh God. Or what I'm practicing to do is understand that sometimes we're not for everybody. Not everybody's for everybody, right? But also sometimes your light, your shine is so freaky to people who don't feel like they have any shine in them and any light in them. It's so glaringly hard. And that's not to say like, oh, I'm better or he's worse or anything like that, but just for ourselves to take this piece and think, it has nothing to do with me. That is not my circus. He can go and run away all he likes. He missed the joint, his loss. He misses the light, his loss. So I hope you can apply that to something that may have happened with you or continues to happen with someone in your life. I really hope that you can find peace in yourself and know that you are so fucking delightful. That's right. I snapped. That's right. I snapped because it's over. That's right. I snap because it's over. That's right. Okay. Now listen, I'm a cheerleader. I don't care who thinks not. I love you guys so much. I love you for watching. I love you for listening. I love you even more when you share this goddamn beautiful show. The show that helps you get out of your head, the show that makes you laugh, the show that brings you joy, the show that is from your pal. Jess consistently every week shows up, hangs out, tells you stories, hopefully makes you feel good, brings you a little joy in all this madness of this world. Okay? So again, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt anybody else. And if you're not doing either of those things, you are killing it. If you can, take a nice little stroll, take a bath, watch a movie, watch a horror movie if you like a horror movie. Oh, I've been watching a lot of horror movies and I'm going to talk about them next week. I feel like I'm Jiminy Glick. I love you. I will talk to you soon. What else can I say except have a wonderful week and, you know, don't suck a dick you don't like or lick a pussy you don't like. Don't do anything you don't like. Hello. Goodbye. Love you. Bye. Mhm. Mhm.